Jon Lester is again struggling at the top of the Red Sox rotation. And I'll tell you why he absolutely must pitch better if the Red Sox are going to think playoffs this year. So after a very encouraging start to the season, in which Jon Lester won his first 6 decisions at 6-0, he has been in a funk his last 4 or 5 starts, and he's reverted back to the pitcher of 2012, who pretty much struggled throughout the season. Now, early in the season, manager John Farrell and pitching coach Juan Nieves commented on the fact that Lester sped up his delivery in games, his pacing on the mound, and the results spoke for themselves with that 6-0 record. But in the last 4 or 5 starts, it seems Lester has again slowed his pace on the mound between pitches, and it's been a real problem for him. Now, I don't understand why Jon Lester doesn't listen to John Farrell and Juan Nieves, who told him earlier in the season, if you speed your pace up on the mound, the results will come, and they certainly did. Now, he's really struggled, as I said, in these last few starts, and the Red Sox need this guy to fix his problems and be a #1 starter, because without him pitching at a high level, they're not going to win the American League East. I'm sorry. You cannot get by with one pitcher, Clay Buchholz, in your rotation pitching at a very high level. And even Buchholz is a big question mark. I mean, this is a guy who's missed a couple starts now with neck problems. He's had some nagging injuries. And the Red Sox might as well just put this guy on the DL and try to get him healthy fully for the second half of the season, because they're going to need him, especially if Lester continues to struggle. But if you're going to have any thoughts of winning a division title in baseball, you have to have a minimum of 2 top starters pitching effectively at the top of the rotation, and Lester has not done that. And listen, if you watch this program, you know I am one of Jon Lester's biggest fans. I felt that he would rebound this season and have a big year. And early in the season, he proved me right. But now he's back to struggling the way he did last year, and I'm very disappointed. And I'm tired of seeing Lester throwing things in the dugout, making excuses after games, saying, well, except for a couple of hits here and there, I felt like I pitched really well and did what I wanted to do out there. I think it's a bunch of nonsense. He has not pitched well for them recently. He leads the league in 3-2 counts against batters, and it's by a big margin over Felix Hernandez of Seattle, who's second. He relies on that cut fastball so much and tries to bury it into hitters that it kind of gets him off his game a little bit. He doesn't mix his variety of pitches very well. I mean, Lester is a power pitcher. He should go out there and power his way past batters instead of nibbling and going to 3-2 counts. So it's a big concern right now for the Red Sox. They need to get Jon Lester fixed. Now, I'm confident that John Farrell and Juan Nieves can do it. It's just a matter of, will Jon Lester listen to them and help fix his own problems? So for you guys out there, as you take a look at Jon Lester's struggles in the last few starts, your thoughts on what you see for him for the rest of the season. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about This Week in Red. And don't forget to check out my blog at BoSoxInjection.com.